The tramway is currently taking a sabbatical, but it's business as usual as we continue our look at the small world of die-cast Land Rovers. In support of the videos, we also have a website which is packed with useful information, and also why not join our brand new Facebook group where we discuss all things to do with the small world of die-cast Land Rovers. In episode 1, we took a look at the Cararama 176 scale offerings of the Range Rover 4.6 HSE. Now, this is also known as the P38 model, which was given that designation after the name of the building it was designed in, or the office it was designed in. So a lot of enthusiasts refer to these as P38s. Now, in the first episode, we looked at the green, the silver and the gold versions. And we're going to continue that journey with the white, the reds and the blue versions. So sit back, have a cup of tea and we'll get stuck in. So first off, we'll go to the red versions. Right, there are two. One is just listed as red. Now, we've not managed to get our hands on one of these, and I've not even seen a picture. We don't know what the base fixing is. As we said in episode 1, they all have this LF460H registration. They all have the same type of wheels, and in this case, we think this one's going to be beige interior with a beige dashboard. Now, as I say, we've not seen one, so how red it actually is unknown. Right, we'll move on to the dark red. Now, there are 3 to be had, and we've got 2, and there's one we're still on the hunt for. These are pretty much the same model with the exception of the theme that seems to be running through these now, which we saw in episode 1, whereas the early model, which we presume is this one, with the base fix screw type, has a beige interior with a black dashboard, which gives a bit of contrast. The later version with the Campeg fix type resorts to just beige interior and beige dashboard. Other than that, everything else is the same on the 2 models. Registration numbers stay the same, etc. Painted rear lights, etc. The third one, that is one, it's a hung well. We do not know what its fixing is. It's got a black interior with a black dashboard, so it could actually fall between either of the 2 models. It could either have the screw fix or the cam lock base. Till we get our hands on one, we just don't know, and I've not seen a photograph of one which can help clear up the situation on that one. So it does seem quite elusive, the all black one. In the time we've been collecting, we've not seen one, but we're pretty sure they're out there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in red. If we are really doubtful, we do them as a blue entry. But I think this one's out there. It's just a matter of being patient. These models can be purchased in a variety of presentation packaging. One of them is like a blister pack, where the vehicle is set in the blister pack slightly on an angle so that you can see partially the base of it, but because of the thickness of the blister pack, it's not easy to spot which type of base the vehicle has. It would seem that these are picked off the production line and just put straight into the blister pack, so a fixing is not required of any type. Now, I've had these turn up with a screw fix type, but also with a Campeg fix type base fitted to the models. As I say, they're not utilised in the blister pack, so it's always worth checking. Don't assume the type you're going to get if you're buying one in a blister pack. I've said it's quite difficult to tell because of the thickness of the packaging and the moulding. My technique is to use a strong light, a torch, with a magnifying glass, and usually you can just make out which type of base you've got. But that's not much help if you're in a shop, unless you want to get strange looks. So just be aware of that. If you're buying off the internet, don't assume you're going to get a certain base type with a model just because it's in a blister pack. Right, that concludes the red ones. Let's move on to the white, and we'll just scroll down a bit. We've got 3 to go at in the white body colour. It looks quite tidy in white. You often saw these running around on the roads, and white was one of the popular colours. The first one at the top there is perhaps the early one. It's got a screw fix type to the base, and it's got a beige interior with a black dashboard. Now that's the pattern we've been seeing with the early ones. Second one, which is the third in our picture, third one down that we've actually got in the collection, is of the also screw fix type. Now this one has got beige interior and a beige dashboard, so it has changed, yet there's been no change to the base. So this one's not quite following the what would appear to have been the rules up to now as to identifying which they are. Why that one has an all beige and the one above has an all black dashboard? Maybe it was supply issues with the colour of the plastic, or we just don't know. There is a third one. We know it's out there, and it's got all black interior. So we've got the whole range of interiors. What's the base on this one? We don't know. We haven't managed to get our hands on one yet. It could quite well be just the screw fix type, but equally it could have a Campeg. Until we actually get our hands on one, we just don't know. It has proved rather difficult to find. The white ones aren't as common as certainly the greens or the reds. They do crop up from time to time, but it's fair to say they are far and few between. And the ones that are turning up tend to be either the beige with black dashboard or the all beige dashboard. Hopefully one of these will turn up shortly, and then we'll have all 3. I don't think there is any others out there. It's another one. I don't think Schuco took many of this version of the model. They are proving far and few between. As we go through the others, we'll see if any Schucos turn up in this particular body style. But short of having a look back through the previous ones, I'm going to stick my neck out and say we haven't seen any Schucos in the P38. But I shall check that and may well correct it towards the end of the video. Or delete this statement, then you'll be no wiser. Right, so that's the white ones. The light metallic blue version is a very, very elusive model. We've tried to get our hands on one. The only odd ones we've seen have been abroad in Europe, and as I mentioned before, what with Brexit and certain other things. These models have become so expensive to us in the UK with customs duties and postage that seems to have quadrupled overnight since we left the EU. So when they do crop up, they are very, very far and few between, and unfortunately quite poor photographs sometimes. And we've managed to compile this. This is what we've seen of the ones that we've been able to make out. Base fix, not many people show you the bases of these models, so it's difficult to form a judgment on what that could be. To be honest, the jury's out. It could be either type, but going by the beige interior and satin black dashboard, it may well be a screw fix, but that's yet to be confirmed. It looks quite smart. It's really a nice body colour, but does not seem to have been released, particularly in the UK. So Italy and places like that, they seem to have cropped up for sale, but in no great numbers. So that is one to really look out for. If you manage to get one in your collection, then well done. You've achieved what we haven't. It's one of the like holy grail ones been after for a while. It'd be nice to put an entry in there. If there's more versions out there, that would be even better still. But not convinced. I think there's only this one light metallic blue one. Right. So that's our 3 different colours we've looked at today. In the next video, we are going to be looking at some of the deckled versions. Now, these tend to be police or paramedic cars, and they've done quite a few of these. Quite hard to get hold of some of them because they've not been released here in the UK. It's just what's sort of trickled in via the likes of eBay and places like that. In the first one, we'll take them in. We'll take them as we see them. So we'll do the UK police, which is 1 or 2 versions of that one. The Dutch police and the Belgian police. These 2 liveries, well, they're very similar, let's say, but they are 2 distinct models from 2 different countries, and we'll go through them, and then in the video after that we'll take the next 3, and possibly we'll do a long one just to round up for the last 4. But hope you're all enjoying this. Apologies if you can hear a lot of noise in the background. It is absolutely torrential rain outside, and it's rattling on the windows and that. And every time I've tried to record, it's decided to step up its intensity. So apologies for that if it's coming through on the sound. So we'll be making the next video in fairly shortly. So we'll get all that compiled for you. Any questions, stick them in the box at the bottom. And as usual, just stay safe in these troubled times, and happy collecting. Just before we finish, just to clarify on the subject of how many Schuko variants were taken by the company, it appears only the metallic green. Certainly in the plain liveried vehicles, there's no evidence that they've taken any of the other colours. This seems to change when we get to the police liveried and paramedic liveried Range Rovers, which we're going to be looking in the next couple of videos. But yeah, so I hope that clears that up. If you've got one that's in one of the other colours, then please put some comment in the section below of this video. we're always looking for ones that we've missed, and that's the whole point. The idea is to draw up the database so that it's useful for everybody to use, and at the end of the day it's free, and hope you all make use of it. Right, we'll see you in the next one.